Welcome back, everyone. This week I'm at Baxter. I actually had a wedding on Saturday, so I came by myself, but the car park was full of people, and I actually bumped into Spencer and his friends Ishtal and Ryan.
You, man. I don't know this place that well.
So they were like, "Hey, you want to come ride with us?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay, that's good." Means I don't have to ride alone, even though I came to this place because obviously it's quite easy and safe and very flowy, and like you can see that I'm not going to have any head-ons here because you can see everything right now with it being autumn. So today came to, I really wanted to practice, like continue practicing the turning, because I was like consciously thinking like I am not that great at the turning, and I actually bumped into a guy in the car park who is in the pro class, and his name's Morgan. He was giving me some advice on, or giving us some advice on what he thinks is the best thing for like novice riders to focus on, and he was saying it's basically the flow. A lot of people will like race down the straights, brake really hard, slowly get through the corners, then race out the straights, and it's like, yeah, you can go quite quick doing that, but you you get exhausted because it's so aggressive on the throttle and all that sort of stuff, and then two, like you actually don't gain that much time racing down the straight compared to your speed through the corner, so you want to carry the momentum and that kind of stuff. So that's why I've been last week and stuff, I've been like really trying to get the left, or the arm down, elbow up to try and go through the corners, and I've been really like trying to focus on that today, even whilst following Spencer. And he also gave some extra advice by saying it's really good to poke your butt out the opposite direction, really, really weight that peg, like exaggerate it, so that whilst you're practicing, so you just get used to it, and to increase your actual, just your general speed, and obviously, ride slow, practice, and once you start getting really used to it, and it's like a muscle memory, you'll get faster and faster and faster, because just through practice, and just, as you can keep the bike leant over and you get used to moving around on the bike even more and more, you'll get naturally quicker. There's Ishtar in front of us, and he brought a trials bike to this day, and Ryan is new to riding, so he was just like pottering around on Ishtar's other bike that he uses for the XCs. He actually won the junior championship, so congratulations to him. That's really cool. You can see I'm really trying to lean the bike over, and whilst right now, this was actually before we met the pro, I was still trying to do the same thing, but then later on, after everybody else had gone home, I decided to just do another entire lap of the whole of Baxter, and I was not going as quick, but I was trying to not lose speed, so I was actually just trying to continuously keep a flow going, and I actually thought maybe I shouldn't use the clutch as much, because I think I used the clutch too much, because when I was riding the CRF, I would feather the clutch a lot to try and keep the power going and all this sort of stuff, but the Beta doesn't need it, and I get tired, my clutch hand gets tired when I'm constantly working the clutch, and then I'm thinking, well, what does this actually bring me? So I stopped using the clutch, and it turns out I really didn't need the clutch. It makes it a little bit more jerky without feathering it when you throttle on a little bit, lurching forward and stuff like that. But that aside, it really didn't make a huge amount of difference. And short of just some of the really tight corners where I'm slowing down quite a lot, I didn't need the clutch. You can just drive in third perfectly fine. I'm going to change my gear ratio next year. It's only one tooth up in the back, but it's just to let me use a bit more of the third gear's range, because realistically, if I've got fourth, fifth and sixth gears and I'm not using them, am I really using my engine fully? Not really, but obviously I don't want to just kill the entire the ability to travel distance with a stupid sprocket on the back. But yeah, so I was really having a good time practicing, wiggling the butt off, weighting the outer peg and all that sort of stuff. Really having a good time out riding with Spencer and the other guys. It's nice to ride with another person who's about the same speed as me. I don't think there's any real difference between us. And also, apparently, like Ishtar, he's moving up to novice next year, and well, if he won the juniors, he's probably faster than us, because, yeah, some of those juniors are real fucking fast. Check out this junior.
You alright there, buddy?
Not quite a junior, maybe a little bit young. Pee-wee.
Oh yeah, this little boy shouldn't be too fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. Thank you very much.
Don't fall over, boy. Yeah, that's really cool to see a whole family out riding, having a great time. That'd be... If I ever have a kid, I'm gonna force them to love my hobby, or at least I hope that they love my hobbies. So yeah, I'm also terrible at those jumps. That one that I did there worked out really nicely, but that one's a super nice one. There's another one that I get bucked at. Oh, I was happy about that. Like, I really let the bike over. I may have like misjudged where I was landing, but I was really happy with the actual lean over and right through the corner. So yeah, I really want to say, like, yeah, this has been a good year. I finally hit 100 hours on the bike. There's not much that I would actually change on it. I think, short of that sprocket change, which is super minor, but that's not like nothing crazy. I've got to do some repairs. Like, yeah, it's looking a little bit battered in places because I keep crashing so often. Like, the shrouds are being held on by zip ties. The front fender needs replacing because it's just constantly rubbing. I can hear it all the time. It's just rubbing against the engine guard because it's fallen forward because there's no plastic left so you can hold the bolts in. So, you know, over the winter I'll give it a bit of spruce up. That is, actually, sorry, there you go, I got bucked. There is one thing that it's a little bit annoying. It is a bit of a princess to start in the cold, and I don't know if it's just because it's a carbed bike. I even had a bit of trouble starting in the garage a couple of weeks ago, but then I got a hairdryer. I got my friend's who owns the house, her daughter's hairdryer. She brought it out for me. I hit the engine with it for a couple of minutes. First crank straight on, but it was just like, when it's cold, I can just hear the piston go ka-dunk, 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 but nothing's happening, and it's just, I don't know, it's just carb bikes. It's been such a long time since I had a carb bike, because my first little 125 was a carb bike, and actually my Bandit 600, but those are still for the road, right? And, you know, they're not such, like, high compression rates and all that, like, you know, the tight mechanics. It's easier to start those things than these dirt bikes, but this doesn't seem normal because today was such a beautiful day. Yeah, it was about 2 or 3 degrees when we started, but I just don't know if it's normal. The TPI bikes, all the guys with the KTMs, yeah, they had to crank it for a little while, and I know about the battery as well, because obviously when I yeah, because you know, you've got to crank it for like 5 seconds when I arrived. It's quite slow, and then you go away for like 30 seconds, come back again, crank it again, sped up a little bit, you go away for a bit more, come back and crank it again, and you're like, okay, now it's starting to like crank quicker. And Spencer was saying that with his bike, the starter motor's rod basically got stuck or something, and it wasn't engaging properly in the cold. Until the bike was warmed up, and then it would engage better, but I don't think that's the case with mine, because I can definitely hear the piston moving. So, I don't know, if anyone's got any thoughts about carb bikes in the cold weather, maybe there's, I don't know, something I've got to change to make it just work better, but it's only a couple of weeks left anyway, as we're all getting ready for winter, and I can start thinking about what I want to repair. Well, I'll repair my carb, get the carb cleaned and all that sort of stuff, get the suspension serviced, because, you know, another 50 hours done on it. I'm pretty happy with it. I don't think I'm going to get it revalved or anything. I just want it redone, basically. Just like made good again. Yeah, good use of words there. Yeah, that would be cool. And yeah, I think just get ready for the next season. I might try a thinner tire this year, because I accidentally got this, well, not accidentally, I chose the fatter tyre, but I don't really do that much hard enduro, and, you know, with the whole trying to keep things smooth, yeah, I'll look for a thinner tyre, because I heard those track better, but then I might slip a bit more on the roots, but, you know, give it a go. My Mitcher, like, I'm obviously losing some knobblies off the front of these enduro mediums, so they're looking a little bit worse for wear, so yeah, I'll see. I'll get something else, and if I decide that's not so great, I can make a decision, choose, try a different tire. So yeah, all in all, a great day, great year. A couple more rides left this year through November. Hopefully, I heard that it's going to be quite mild this winter, so fingers crossed the snow stays back and it stays drier and lovelier until they shut the trails, and then we have a nice short spring, which is not too sloshy, so we can get out riding a bit sooner in the year, because that would be fantastic. What would be really cool is if the MX places stay open, I can get out and practice there a little bit. Yeah, that'd be cool. Oh, I also found out what happened to Spencer in the Gully Moor. So it turned out over a jump, he popped his rear tire. So that's why when I was racing against him on the last lap, I caught him so quickly, and then when I passed him, he was like not behind me, and I was thinking, oh shit, maybe he had a massive off, because I couldn't find him after the race either. But no, he just burst a tire, and that's why his race got ruined, so to speak, at the end. So that's a shame, but oh well, never mind. And I also bumped into Kevin, who was telling me about how he popped down to the Americas. And he rides the free ride. So I've actually met him quite a few times. I just didn't realise, because, you know, people have helmets on and all that stuff when they're riding, so it's hard to tell. And then if you keep swapping bikes, I'm never going to remember, because it's always like, well, now it's free ride Kevin, and, you know, this guy's riding this bike and so forth. So until you meet them a few times, you don't really remember. But now I know. So yeah, all in all, fantastic day riding. Yeah, hopefully I'll get out again soon. Anyway, see ya.
Ooh, that was fun.